Marcus, you've taken the first 5 units of SafeStart?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
At first, I wasn't really sure about it, but as soon as like the first unit, second unit, third unit started going through, it was really beneficial because when I was going home, I'm like, okay, this is the stuff that we went over, and a lot of the stuff were going through my mind. So I wasn't trying to be complacent. I was trying to be frustrated. I was trying to self-trigger all the time. So it's definitely useful.
And you took the 5 core modules last year.
Yeah.
Which did you like better?
The advanced one, just because I was more familiar with all the concepts throughout the SafeStart thing. Just had a better understanding overall of what SafeStart was.
Interesting, because you understood the concepts fairly well last year when I was talking to you. I thought, yeah, he definitely got it. So you found this actually took it a bit further?
Yeah, just had a better overall grasp. Kind of, there's a broader spectrum of situations that it could apply to.
What about your performance on the court? Do you think SafeStart's going to help improve your performance on the court?
Yeah, for sure with rushing because, for instance, like free throws or stuff like that, like you find yourself sometimes rushing the shot or rushing your jump shots. SafeStart could teach you to like settle down to the moment and realize that you need to focus on what's going on at the time. You can't be rushing. You can't, go through the motion of complacent, but you need to focus in on what's going on at that time.
Just how about with driving your car? Have you noticed that you use SafeStart?
That's a huge one for me. Yeah, definitely. If you're rushing, if you're tired, if you're frustrated, even, and then also the complacency is every time you're in the car.
Right.
So I've definitely noticed, like when I'm driving, and I'm in a rush, I'll definitely just think, okay, gotta slow down. It's more important that I get there alive than, on time. So.
Has SafeStart helped you, and can you think of an example?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes personally I'm a shooter, and sometimes when I miss my first few shots, I kind of tend to think back on it and think poorly and dwell on them. And over the course of my career here and being a part of SafeStart, I've realized that the best way to kind of deal with those situations is just to refocus and not try to impact my game depending on those past shots and just shoot the ball with confidence next time.
Would you recommend this course to high school students?
I would, definitely, because the stuff, it applies to everyday life, really, and just, like you said, it doesn't only apply to athletes, it applies to everybody, and I think everybody can benefit from this course.
Do you think SafeStart is going to also help improve your performance on the court?
Definitely injuries, like avoiding injuries. I've had many, just little ankle injuries, knee injuries that have kind of set me back. And that kind of takes you always one step backwards. And I feel like in sports, you're always trying to move forward, take that step forward. Whereas if you pick up like a small injury or even a big one, it really sets you back, takes your performance down when you just want to keep moving forward.
Ryan, what about for non-athletes? Would you recommend SafeStart for non-athletes?
Definitely recommend SafeStart for non-athletes. The cool thing about SafeStart is that it's these are programs and this is information that you're getting that you can use anywhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be at home. It can be when you're walking on the street. It can be when you're doing everyday tasks, and it just basically allows you to think and basically interpret yourself from like outside looking in and see how are you affecting yourself, how are you affecting the ways around you just by the way you're thinking, right? So if you could just tweak that thinking just a little bit, I think that it'll cause a positive contribution to everything that you do. So not just athletes, but I think everybody should be exposed to SafeStart and understand SafeStart and know why it's so important.
Have you been able to use any of those concepts to help improve your performance on the court?
Well, for sure. I think a lot of states are pretty basketball related. I mean, fatigue, rushing, frustration, complacency and stuff. It's pretty easy to find it in a basketball situation. So I think the self-triggering part of it has helped me a lot. And it's helped me a lot preventing it before it actually happens. Like I'm trying to do stuff outside of actual practice to help me be more focused for practice in terms of like less fatigue, like taking care of my body more and stuff. So everything is just like more self-triggering and preventing stuff.
You've now been through the entire SafeStart course, the basic and the advanced. Yeah. What did you think of the last 3 units of the advanced course?
Yeah, as I think everyone's pretty much said, is that the more advanced ones seem to be a bit easier to deal with because you don't have to digest the material so, and you're a little more comfortable with what's going on, and you know you kind of believe in the stuff at that point, and it's a bit easier to lock in and really focus on when you need to change.
What about for basketball? Did you find which course did you find more helpful or more applicable for your sport?
I would say advanced again, just because you already know the basics, and then so you're just putting that all together, and then it's just easier when you're moving at when you're going in basketball, you're trying to go full speed and stuff. So I feel like after learning it, just repeating it more, it's just more ingrained in your system. So you don't really have to think that consciously about it. You're kind of just thinking oh, I'm kind of rushing here. Let's just be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, you looking forward to taking the advanced course next year?
I'm looking forward to taking the advanced course in the spring or next year whenever I take it. And I had a great time doing SafeStart this summer, and hopefully I can learn more safety and performance techniques to better my basketball skills, my driving skills, and just things in life that go by day to day. So.
Anthony, would you recommend SafeStart to other athletes?
I would. I recommend it to any athlete. I recommend it to any person, especially an athlete, just because of the application to your sport and the things that you do every day. Definitely, absolutely.